According to those folks who tell you that the planet is going to get warmer, 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 and just cook away, that means we have to find ways to protect ourselves from all of that heat. Actually, most of us know even on a cold day, if you're out in the winter, let's say you're at the grocery store and it's only 35 degrees out, but it's a beautiful sunny day, and you go inside, you come back out, you open that car door, even though it's cold outside, that heat has come through that window or windshield and the other windows, and it has warmed up your automobile considerably, which is why we recommend getting window tints. You can get them for your car, your truck, your home, or your office, and you can do that by calling Tint Lady. And we've been recommending this for quite some time on the program, and I have some people I know who absolutely swear by this because that will reduce the heat that is convected through the windows. And in fact, in your home on a hot summer day, it can save you. And you know what? I had predicted last week the hot weather was over with. I was wrong on that one. So just keep that in mind with my predictions. But it can cut the heat that's coming through the windows by nearly 3/4, which means your air conditioning unit in summer won't have to work as hard. It will also give you privacy indoors. So if you're working on a project inside and you don't want all of the neighbors gawking in the window, you might want to give them a call because they'll do a free estimate. You can call and schedule that appointment at 736-8469 or go online at tintladyidaho.com. Locally owned and operated with well over 20 years experience. 1887 Highland Avenue East in Twin Falls. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday by appointment, closed Sundays. And remember, don't squint, get tint. 9:45, Bill Colley with you. Coming up in a few minutes, Mike Gallagher. But in the meantime, couple of quick notes. I've been hearing some people talk about this situation with this Kim Davis, the county clerk in Roane County, Kentucky, who was not issuing marriage licenses, not only to same-sex couples, but to traditional couples in traditional relationships. And people have been criticizing this woman because of her past. She had a lot of husbands before she apparently joined the Apostolic Church, which, of course, a lot of people come late to the vineyard, if you're familiar with that reference, and you're not penalized for it as long as you come and, you make a good, sincere effort. So I think that argument doesn't hold water. If you're not a Christian, you're obviously clueless. If you work at a newspaper, you wouldn't know that, for instance. But I've been hearing criticisms from people, even like Andrew Napolitano, who I greatly like. But Andrew Napolitano, the former federal judge, was appearing on the Fox News channel yesterday and said this was nothing but a dog and pony show. She doesn't have a leg to stand on in all of this. And while I believe he may be spot on about that, I think we're missing the bigger point of what happened with this woman saying, I'll go to jail instead, which she did for a few days. I think that the judge who ordered her there probably stood back and realized it was not going to end well for anyone if he kept her locked up, so he let her out. But there was a rally following that, and both Mike Huckabee and Ted Cruz were there. And according to the Washington Post, it seemed like a giant prayer vigil was taking place outside the jail after this woman was released. In this day and age, because we're just saturated with media, whether it be television with, I'm a DirecTV customer. I have hundreds of channels. But you have even more than that on the internet, and internet now has video, and internet has now become TV, and so everywhere you go, we're saturated with media. People make their decisions in life, and their thought process is controlled by what they see, more so than at any other time in human history. Just like that picture of the little boy drowned on a beach the other day, which, of course, turns out the backstory was different than the one being sold by the liberals, the media elites, and the like. And I read a great piece before I came on air this morning at Crisis Magazine about how television changed our culture from its introduction in the late 40s and early 50s, and then in the 1970s really got down to working on changing how we view our traditional values in this culture, and hammered away night after night because people spend more time in front of television than they ever spend often with many of their own family members. But here's the thing. Kim Davis going to jail because of what she believes in, and let all of the yammerers publishing liberal newspaper columns scream about it and call her names and mock Christians and the like. But what she has done is she has set an example in this media age showing us that there are some people who are worth that they feel their faith is worth making sacrifices. And by doing that, she may also have paved the way for others to do it. I said it on the program the other day. You don't necessarily have to agree with her decision. She could have resigned the job, we are told. And I suppose she could have. And then she could let someone else do that job. But what she chose to do should be an example for people all over the country who see the erosion that we're going through and know it's not going to be good for us in the long run, and not for the future of our children and our grandchildren. And if only 10,000 or 20,000 or 100,000 or 1 million would join her and just simply say, I refuse. Fellow told me yesterday, I was talking with him, he's with the Pocatello Tea Party. He said, you borrow a little bit from Gandhi. You don't even have to be violent. You borrow a little bit from Gandhi in that sense, and that you just simply say, we're not going to cooperate any longer with a vision of America that we don't recognize any longer. And I'm also reminded of the Irish revolutionary Michael Collins, who simply said, we'll win this battle, not so much through the barrel of a gun, but we'll win it by our refusal to cooperate. So there you go again. She has fired the first peaceful shot. Now let's wait and see how many other people decide to actually go and join up behind her, because that's what leadership is really all about. Mike Gallagher is on the way. You're listening to Bill Colley this morning. He's brought to you exclusively by the financial advisors at Waddell & Reed in Twin Falls, 736-6563. Right here, 5 days a week on News Radio 1310 KLIX and NewsRadio1310.com.